Jasper, Canada. It is day 5 of our Banff, Canada road trip, and today is such a big day. I'm already freezing my butt off, but that's okay. We are about to hit a glacier.
We're going on a glacier trek here on the Athabasca Glacier in the Columbia Icefield in Jasper National Park, and we are going with Rockaboo, who is the sponsor of today's video. So thank you so much, Rockaboo. We are gonna go get checked in, get our gear, and then we'll tell you a little bit more about this whole tour. Let's go.
We are geared up. We've been given crampons, probably the most critical item we need. Some extra gloves because it is, of course, very, very cold. We've got a trekking pole. All of the safety gear you need, helmets and the climbing gear, all included. What's not included is basically your own clothing. So make sure you wear all the layers possible. Your base layers, your extra layers, waterproof shells and waterproof pants if you have them. Very important is some good headwear, a toque if you're Canadian or a beanie if you're American. Cover as much as possible because the wind out here will cut right through.
We are officially on the trail. I started our trek up to the toe of the Athabasca Glacier. We'll be there in just a few minutes and get our first glimpse.
Our guide Emily is the one giving all the fun facts today, and you'll be seeing lots of her as we go. I'm so excited to get on that ice.
Guys, once you cross that hill and get over where you can see the glacier, the winds just come in and pierce right through your clothes. But the views here are incredible. We have our first glimpse of the Athabasca Glacier. It is massive. There's a huge 4x4 bus up there on the tour, and it looks so tiny, like a little Matchbox toy or something. And it really shows you relatively how big the glacier is. This is awesome.
The latest in glacier fashion, micro spikes.
All right, might be a little bit awkward to cross the bridge, but just...
Our very first steps on the ice. I'm feeling sturdy, I'm feeling stable, feeling crunchy. You're not going anywhere in these things. Let's go.
The toe first. Walk with your entire foot on the ice. You won't each hit. If you look at the end of the glacier, obviously it gets really steep. It's called an ice fall, and that's because when it gets steep like that, it creates so much tension in the ice that the ice cracks open and forms these crevasses. So the ice we're standing on right now can be up to 150 years old. Because it used to be the ice that was underneath the ice way back when it was on the Columbia kind of thing.
On to the logistics about the tour. The tour costs 175 Canadian dollars per person. It starts at 10:30 a.m. and the tour lasts about 4 hours. The distance that you hike is anywhere from 2 kilometers all the way up to 8 kilometers, and that's really depending on the weather. We have a pretty good weather day today, so I imagine we're gonna get the full 4 hours in and hopefully get that full glacier experience.
Using these micro spikes, which are actually not crampons, they're micro spikes, but walking on the glacier is almost like walking on the beach, walking on sand. Each step is a little more effort. I'm really grateful for the spikes because they're allowing us to move, but it takes just a little bit extra energy. Worth it.
And what this is actually bacteria that lives on the surface of the earth. Technically the only life on a glacier.
Crevasse froze closed overnight. They were all open yesterday. Or mullen. I don't think it's a crossing, it's like a mullen. Anyway, they gone. Winter's coming.
You guys can come kind of where I was. One really unique thing about where we're standing right now, that mountain there, that's called SNOWSTORM. And SNOWSTORM is actually a hydrogeological apex in North America. So the continental divide, the water flows in 2 different directions, Pacific, Atlantic. And that one, it actually flows in 3 directions. It flows to the Athabasca, which flows all the way to the Arctic.
Alright, we're going to walk through a lot of these little holes and crevasses in the ground, and this big one here on my right isn't too deep, it's wide. but these small ones are very deep. You don't want to fall in them. You don't want to get your legs stuck in them. So you gotta really pay attention.
So there are rivers and streams and just waterways all throughout the glaciers. And like I was saying, there's one way up there that she calls the Nile because it's absolutely massive and like you can't hop over it anymore. Look at this waterfall in the glacier. It's about time to get climbing or busting out the harnesses and the helmets. I think we're gonna go in.
And then what I want you guys to do, above the waist, have belly button tight.
Let me get it. Yeah, we're going from mini spikes to legit crampons. You don't want to mess around when you're climbing down there.
So everybody's gonna participate in this. I need a couple people for the rope. Open! Okay, cool. We're good? And open! Let's give her some slack so she can go down. You're good. I got you. Yeah, that's perfect.
Later. This is so cool. Yeah. I'm inside the glacier right now in a crevasse on a harness. Oh my god. I did it. That's amazing. Yeah, that was amazing. When I was down there, Jordan was trying to get a picture of me and my face was so cold, I could barely smile. Highly recommend. It's just like a deep kind of a tube of ice, you know? You can't go all the way down, you can't even see the bottom, but went down a ways, there's a ledge, and then she said, how far do you want to go? I said, as far as you'll let me. So I went just over the ledge a bit further, and you're really kind of using your whole body to keep your feet in front of you. It's so fun. Like you're in the glacier.
Putting my crampons on, getting ready. I'm up next. And there's a snowstorm coming in. Oh my gosh, you can't even see the glacier anymore. This is wild. Woo, let's do this.
Nice light stance. All the soles. Yeah. So the angle's gonna change. So all the soles, all your soles of your feet on the ice. That's it. Walking nice and slow. Nice work.
It's so beautiful down there. The water, you can see like water down there, a little bit of melt. The ice is so blue and you don't feel all that wind. That was wild. Wow. You guys, it got so dark here for a second. The wind and the clouds, the snow just blowing past you. It is so cold. I got the snow just caking up on me. My face is frozen. I believe right now we're going up to the weather station. And then right after that, we'll turn around and head back, which will be good because we'll have the wind to our back and it won't be slamming in our face. But this is an incredible experience. Like, to be up here and to be on the glacier and to feel the power of it and the force is incredible, really.
They measure obviously the temperature, the wind, humidity, and it calculates how much ice is actually melting. So
We made it all the way to the weather station. It got pretty dicey there for a second. It was like dark and snowing directly in our faces, but we made it, and just at the time we got to the weather station, the sun came back out and it feels so much better. Like the difference, you can feel it immediately. I feel warm almost. But anyway, it's time to hike back down. I think it's almost time to round out this tour. We'll meet you back down there for final thoughts. Back at the parking lot, all warmed up. My face stings a little. I don't know if it's possible to get like wind burns that quickly, but I think maybe it's just the defrosting happening. It was dicey there for a second, you guys. We were going straight into the storm. I was mustering all the ability my body had to keep me cozy, as well as like the mental stamina of like, it's fine, you're fine, and we kept going. Anyway, what was your favorite part? What'd you like?
Honestly, I loved being on the glacier and just seeing the huge crevasses.
Sounds so much more
however
fancy.
you pronounce it, crevasses. You'd see the blue color and it goes so deep, and you'd hear the water running, and then in some of them you'd see it. What you see on the ground is not what you experience when you were up there on that glacier. I did enjoy rappelling down into the crevasse.
That's the highlight for sure.
Anywho, what was your favorite part about it?
In preparation for this tour, we were reading up on Rockaboo as a company. You know, it's like a small family-run operation, and their owner Max has a really interesting story. I was thinking about his story as I was chatting with our guide Emily. We were kind of talking about all our different travels and how, you know, when we very first started, I was not at all outdoorsy. I didn't think I was tough enough. I didn't like feeling like I would fail, so I didn't want to try, all this kind of stuff, and it was kind of reminding me of Max's story. Max is the founder of Rockaboo, and he, for a long time, worked for the Canada Park Service as a rescue mission operator. Over time, developed some PTSD from all the things he saw, and quit doing the rescue stuff and wasn't sure if he'd ever be able to enjoy nature like he had before. After some time, he kind of got back into it and found that getting back out into nature was really healing, and he was able to manage his PTSD, getting out there, moving, enjoying it, and established Rockaboo so that other people could feel that as well. And I've mentioned before, I deal with anxiety, sometimes depression, and, you know, panic attacks, things like that, and it's certainly nothing to the level of PTSD. But I have perhaps healed in my own way over all this time of being outside and testing yourself. Hiking on a glacier when the snow is like hitting you in the face and you're like, I don't think I've ever been this cold in my whole life, and I don't. Calling upon all the times before where I've done a difficult hike or a scary thing, right? And saying, you did it before, you'll do it now, it'll all be great, and like trying to just lean in that way.
Totally capable.
I don't know, call me an outdoors woman, but I'm getting to where I enjoy those moments. And I just love that feeling, and I love the mission behind Rockaboo. It means a lot to me because certainly I understand that struggle, and I think it can mean a lot to anybody else who came out here, and we can't recommend it enough. Our guides Frank and Emily were excellent.
It's so great.
It's been a big day. We were out there for about 4 hours. I think we hiked, what did you say, like 8 kilometers?
4.25 miles, so like 7 kilometers or something.
Like yeah, it was
it's
a
been
good
a big day.
So we're gonna take it into Jasper. We'll see you on the next one.